Guilt, grace. Guilt, grace. Grace is the most beautiful word in the English language. I married a woman named Grace. I love that word, Grace. I love saying her name. We don't give ourselves any grace. I wouldn't hang around somebody who treats me the way I treat myself. I wouldn't do it. And I bet you wouldn't either. But we beat ourselves without mercy, thinking somehow because of guilt or whatever, we've got to push ourselves to the breaking point. Anybody feel that way this morning? Give yourself some grace. Look at your neighbor. Touch your neighbor. Just say, give yourself some grace. Give yourself some grace. Look, it's not a license to screw it up. It's not a license to do just a pitiful job. We're not going to do that. We're caregivers. We show up. It's like the old, in the army or so, when they would say, they're all standing in line and saying, I need a volunteer, and everybody would step back, and the poor guy that was left there, you didn't step back. You didn't yesterday, you didn't today, and you're not going to tomorrow. That's who you are as a caregiver. Somebody asked me, said, what's the difference between a caregiver and a family caregiver? Because they were talking about nurses and so forth, and I said, a paycheck. That's the difference. And you didn't step back in the face of overwhelming odds. You're not necessarily a scientist. Some of you are. You didn't necessarily know about all these things, but you've done it. And you keep doing it. And you keep doing it over and over and over. You're spending your blood, your sweat, and your treasure. You're giving everything you got. And then you end up beating yourself up because you didn't do it as well as you think you should have, or somebody else thought you should have. And I say, give yourself some grace. You're doing the best you know to do with what you have. Today, you're going to be more equipped than you were yesterday. And tomorrow, you're going to learn even more. Give yourself some grace.